Hi guys, it's Bano. Today we're gonna make a little different video. Uh, we're gonna take our knife and we're gonna process some meat, some deer meat, and just see how it'll do. Let's give it a little touch up. Pretty sharp. But first, let's see how would the knife that size would perform on some fruit cleaning duties. It's pretty simple to do in orange. This is why I love this angle here, because for preparing things, even for the deer leg, when you hold the deer leg and you go around and then you use your blade to go down, this is one of my favorite features. So pretty much you don't have to peel an orange like with the knife. This is all you gotta do. Like everyone else. Okay, this is our orange. Let's see, I'm gonna cut some slices, because sometimes it's good to marinate game with fruit. I don't want to cut thin slices, I just want something like that, like a little bit bigger, like 3/8 kind of thickness. Okay, put that stuff aside for now. Set our orange. Slice this some more. So, this is a piece of backstrap. So I want to take the skin off. So you just peel a little bit off one side, get a hold of it. This is dog food. There's also another piece of skin usually. You just go down on it. And on this side, let's start on this side better. This been freezing for a few months now. That's the only piece of deer meat I have left from last year. We had a pretty good season last year. And there's also another piece here. See, I could barely touch the blade and it just starts the piece for me to cut, to peel off. So far about this knife, I'm very, very impressed. And I like the steel, I like the D2. Cleaning up our meat. So now the box strap, you could do it any way you want, pretty much. It's a personal preference kind of thing. But what I like to do is I like to cut it in thin pieces like this. About that size. And I make a dish with, like I put it in the oven with some pasta and some tomato sauce. And it's delicious. And I just, when you're eating it, you eat little pieces of meat like this, that it cooks good and it's so tender and soft. So you could tell how this blade process meat. Like, look at that. I could barely touch it and it's a perfect cut. And that's for delicate meat cutting. Like, it's not what I really want to do. So I'm just gonna be putting the meat here with the orange, and then I'm gonna put it in a pot and let it soak in. And after it soaks in the flavors from the orange, and then you're gonna do your salting and your spices. You do it after it soaks in. I could do the whole recipe if you guys are interested. Just let me know. Works really good with moose also, but I really like it with deer more. I prefer it with deer. So now, when we process big chunks, like right from the animal, I won't bore you with taking the skin off again. We're just gonna start cutting some of bigger pieces off, like that. So when you cut your meat, this knife just goes through meat like no other knife. Because the way it's the high saber, it's the high saber of the blade. And the reason I like the saber is because when, let's say, you have a Scandi, you're really trying to balance your knife on the Scandi part, on the cutting part, which is not that hard. That's why it's a good cutting. It's a good cutting grind for wood. You have a bigger surface, but on the saber, I have all this surface, and I just balanced it. Very little front of it, very little movement, and it also helps great for when you do this kind of stuff, like what the knife is for, like cutting meat in the processing game. And this is the belly. I love the belly that does this, and I just go through that to clean my pieces. And you want to take a nice, let's say if this was a bigger chunk, you want to take a nice steak. When you take a nice steak, you use your knife, the whole thing, like so. And this is tender meat. I'm not even putting any pressure. It's just the weight of the blade takes down the meat. Just the weight of the blade. And then again, I like my slices. I don't even push at all, guys. Look at that. I'm starting from here. Doesn't even get caught up anywhere. So, we continue testing this knife, but so far, I can do anything with this blade better than I can whittle, as you see. The only thing we haven't done, again I'm jumping subjects, the only thing I can whittle, I can do food process, slicing, even orange, which is not an easy fruit to slice. Meat. We skin a little bit, we flesh a little bit. We haven't skinned with it yet, but the skinning part is the one I'm not worried about at all, because of that belly. It's like what it's supposed to do, like it's the design of it, and it'll do it very nice. But it's a surprise for you maybe guys to see all the things with one knife you can do. So that was again my few more words of this knife. If you watch for that long, I'll give you a little preview of what's coming up. We're gonna compare this knife with this knife. That's coming up next, guys. They're both stainless, and we're gonna put them to their test. We're gonna run them to their pace. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.